Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday morning trading room. The market's just opening up, a little bit of a brisk start here to the day. We'll take a look here at the daily chart, give us a little bit of a perspective. Market very much in a rally the last few days, volume off a little bit, which is always a little bit of a concern. When you see the market rallying, you want to see increasing volume, not decreasing volume. So that makes me wonder how the market will respond as we get back toward these recent swing highs. Right now it looks like we've got a little bit of an uptrend going on. The overnight, very, very bullish. Practically out of the London Open. Boom. And then it settled into a bit of a sideways range. That's where we find ourselves right now. Okay, so much for a bullish start to the day. Come right back now to the hard edge. We're getting a lot of back and forth signals here. We'll let them sort this out. Now checking out the bottom end of the trading range. All right, so looks like we're back near the overnight lows right down here. So a rather broad trading range, really. You can consider this the bottom end of the trading range. Okay, so this looks like we're going to get a breakout. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, we got a breakout. Now let's see whether the breakout can hold. And so far, not much in the way of a pushback. Although the sellers may have taken their foot off the gas too here. If, there's a couple of ways you can deal with this. If you think this market is a large sideways trading range, like so, then you would expect buying to occur down here, selling to occur up here. Now, normally what I do is I look for the breakout and then the retest. So we've got the breakout, we've got a couple bars counter. I can put my just in case order to short below here now. But while you're waiting, you could also look to take a counter trend trade. After all, if this is a trading range and the market's going to rally from here, you could take your first counter trend trade. Now, I'm a little bit late pointing this out to you, but look at that opportunity right there. Nice little number 2 signal, and you could take it with a little bit more confidence, knowing that, yeah, okay, the breakout was weak. I need the retest, and that's actually working out not too bad. Let's see if we got a couple bars counter now on the eagle so that I can bracket the top end. Not yet. Overall today, we're just retracing the same numbers. I'm going to do my best to be patient this morning. Aspen asked, did you take the number 1 signal on the Raptor? No, I didn't. Not that there was anything wrong with it. This number 1 signal right here. Or did we have another one? No, I guess that was it right there. See, for me personally, I'm not a big fan of early trading. And here we are now at the quarter to the hour mark, which in the past has thrown me more than a few curveballs. I do believe the market will probably try to rally back inside this trading range some. But normally the way I like to trade is I like to see the market establish a trend or a breakout, something that, I can bank on. And for me, and this isn't necessarily the best way, but this is what seems to suit me, is a lot of times I'll let opening range go by. I'll just let opening range the first half hour or so. I'll let the market do what it's going to do, just so I can try to get a feel for it. For me personally, I think it's much easier trading a market that seems to have a trend to it, seems to have some sort of directionality, because then I can eliminate right away half my trades. Now we've drifted well back inside the trading range, so our earlier suspicions were correct that this is a sideways trading range. There are buyers down here, and actually my range may be a little bit tall. The sellers may be up here. Something like that. And you can see we're getting pushed back now as the sellers start to pile on. Probably producing a number 1 signal on the Raptor. Sure enough, we are. Now, if you were inclined, you could do a second push entry on this number 1 signal. But because we're near the top end of the trading range, I think I might wait for the breakout. The problem is if I take the signal around these highs, where do I cover the trade? Right? The best place to cover the trade is way down here. That's a little bit far. All right, it looks as though they may be holding the lows. So I will take a look to buy above that little recent high. Looks like we might be coming back with another. We've got some warning dots, might be coming back with yet another buy signal. Whoa, a little bit of a hop there. Get that order out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to challenge the highs, the overnight highs, I guess. These would be the new highs of the morning. A little bit of a breakout there. Holding up on the secondary resistance line now. Okay, one more little pushback. If the buyers start to rally again, there's a very good chance we'll see a little bit more follow through. Come on, buyers, don't give up just yet. Well, just when it started to look like they may establish a trend, they hit the sideways skids again. Yeah, maybe. Aspen says there's a lot of resistance at 79.90. It'll shoot higher if it breaks that. There's always the buy orders above here, which are the exit orders for these sellers. If we can trap a few traders, for sure. Like I said, the problem with this trade is my stop should be down here. That's the ideal stop. But I'll risk it as deep as I can to start. The next push higher is really going to be important for the buyers. Yeah, that's a strong bear move. Yeah, not looking very good right now. Back to the hard edge. This is where we anticipate some sort of reaction, but I did not think with all these little swing highs that the sellers would be able to push like that. It looks like we're going to get stopped. Shoot. All right. I'm probably going to get tagged out here. Like I said, the best stop was down here. Maybe in hindsight, I should have left the trade alone because I couldn't afford the proper stop. Ah, shoot. I'm going to get tagged. Yes, I am. Darn it. I hate starting the day with a loss. Now I got to dig myself out of the hole. All right. Well, I guess we've confirmed the market is now in a sideways trading range. And the best thing to do is actually allow it to break out and then look to enter a trade. All right, let's put that away. Yeah, Aspen says, just a thought. I keep 5 and 15 minutes charts to clearly see the range, and at 5:35 for some reason there is a huge bull bar of 32 points and the market is stuck badly. Not a good day to jump. We discussed that one time on our Rabbit Hole Fridays, how having a different perspective on the market is actually very helpful. So yeah, it's not a bad idea to keep a 5-minute or even a 15-minute chart, because it will give you a different perspective. The thing with the mean Renko bars, they're very good at identifying immediate support and resistance, right? You can plainly see there's resistance here, there's support here, there's support here, there's resistance here. This kind of stuff doesn't always show up well on a time-based chart. So you get more of a detailed view using the mean Renko bars. And yeah, using a 5, 10, or 15-minute chart can give you a bit of an overview. The jump that occurred at 5:35, what a lot of people don't realize, there's very often pre-market reports about an hour before the market opens. So if you're on the East Coast, or if you're on the West Coast and you're a very early riser, a lot of times the pre-market is a great time to trade. In fact, there's so much that goes on in the pre-market from, I'm talking now the hour before the open, that I've been kind of surprised for a while now that the exchanges haven't changed the opening time and made it an hour earlier. But I guess they figured they'd lose all the West Coast traders. Well, here we are. We're just going over the same numbers again and again. So we'll just maybe. Aspen says, I think it could be London's Brexit deal. My time is Eastern. It's, you know what, the thing with the news is handy and it's interesting, but you have to remember that as a news reporter, they see the world through a news lens. And what I mean by that is, whatever happens, they will always try to find the cause for the effect, right? And they'll always go and they'll scour the news and they'll say, oh, this must be the reason this happened. And very often there may be some correlation. A lot of times it's a loose correlation. A lot of times they're grasping. But the market responds before the news. The news is made to fit what the market does, not necessarily the other way around. Now, there are, big report days, FOMC days, WASDE days, payroll reports, non-farm payroll, all those kinds of things, job estimates that will move the market. But unless you are adept at deciphering those reports, then they're not going to do you that much good. I knew a fellow years ago. He was a cattle trader, and he would pay very, very close attention to the cattle reports, and he would know, the estimates of how many feeder cattle were across the country and how many were going to market and so on. Those numbers meant absolutely nothing to me. I had to watch the chart and see how traders much smarter than I were interpreting that information. And I'm kind of in the same boat. Well, I've always been in that boat. Who am I kidding? but I let the PhDs and the market wizards and all those kinds of guys sort it out, what all that news will mean to the marketplace. And then I just try to ride their coattails. So you can see today we haven't gone anywhere. We've made a swing higher, we've made a swing lower. We're just retracing the same kinds of numbers. It's going to be that kind of day. So you can look for buying opportunities again down here. If you choose, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that particular strategy. Or you can wait for the breakout. That's the safer of the two strategies. Okay, so it looks like we're going to retest the bottom end. All right, well, here we are again, once more, testing the bottom end. And I'll treat this as a possible breakout. I will. Even though it didn't break, we're down here. If I can get a couple of bullish bars against, that will confirm that, we're holding the lows, and that will give me an excuse to put an order to short down here. All right, so I can put my just in case order to sell now. We just can't get away from this center. We're skewered around the 79-80 zone. Look at that. We can't get a pushback. We drift down, we drift up. We drift down, we drift up. Ooh, that's annoying. Wow. Brutal. Shoot, we can't get any kind of pushback. All right, finally. We're, normally I like to see these pushbacks occur down here, because when they occur in the middle, well, that kind of tells me that the market is actually a little bit more neutral. I don't have my second bar against just yet, so I should get that out of the way. All right, we're going to get a number one signal here. See, this is a good example why sometimes you want to wait for the 2 bars against. The market actually didn't get above, so I still would have been fine with 1 bar. But having the 2 bars against just shows you a little bit more commitment. All right, well, they're recovering earlier, so that's good. Might get one more trade in here before I have to go. Gotta catch a ferry. I know, I'm a busy boy. Oh, got lots going on right now. Okay, if we get a breakout above this little swing high off this hard edge, that's the first higher swing we've seen in a while. We didn't print a number one signal, but you could, well, I guess the band is a little bit tight, but you could anticipate a number one signal to print here. Wow, look at that. They just cannot decide which way they want to go. If we get a couple of bull bars here now, we're going to really get this market in a bit of a twist. right, well, let's see if they're going to break the lows. So we got our number one signal. We're testing the lows. There they go. Got a little follow through now. This now the breakout, the retest. We're down now to the primary. Okay, get the trade here to break even. And I'm not going to be greedy. We'll set a profit target some here. Okay, and I should probably, if we can get one more swing, come on, give me this bar right there. Oh, you stinkers. Just when you looked like you were going to make a decent move, you put on the brakes. Okay. So I'll trail behind anything with a wick at this point. Or you could just take profit and take your profit down here as the market retests the primary resistance zone. No, come on, play nice. All right, gang, I'm gonna have to run, but if you're gonna continue trading, we finally had the breakout. Look for the retest. Look for evidence that the market will continue lower. A move below this low should send the market lower. And if we drift back inside the trading range, well, then there's a very good chance we're going to check out the top end of the trading range. All right. Sorry, I need to run. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.